So why does Trump go after Bush so often? Bush raises money like no other Republican rival, which makes him an ongoing threat regardless of his status in the polls. And that, Elaine, is why Trump would like to vanquish Bush here in New Hampshire, if he can.
Major, in a new poll out Monday, we're seeing Rubio in second place with 17% among likely New Hampshire voters, a point better than he did in the poll before Saturday's debate. But does that performance on Saturday still reveal some deeper weaknesses in Marco Rubio's campaign message?
Well, it is all the buzz and has been all the buzz here in southern New Hampshire, where most of the Republican primary electorate lives, since Saturday and Sunday and today. And Rubio loyalists tell me they do believe that their momentum that they brought here from Iowa, which they once thought could rocket Marco Rubio possibly into first place contention, has been lost. But they don't believe that the campaign has squandered its ability to compete and compete well here. And that, I think, is true. Rubio has solid crowds, not spectacular, but solid crowds. And he is still one that many late deciding New Hampshire Republican and undeclared voters look to as a possible pragmatic mainstream alternative to Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. So Marco Rubio is right in the mix. There's no question about that. But so is John Kasich, so is Ted Cruz for sure, and quite possibly Jeb Bush. I would put Chris Christie on the outer edges of that competitiveness sphere, if you will, all those chasing Donald Trump.
On another topic, Major, billionaire businessman and former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg said Monday that he was considering joining the race as a third-party candidate. There'd been speculation, but this is the first time he's publicly said he was considering a run. What kind of opening might exist for him?
Well, it would be on the left-center side of the spectrum, Republican primary voters for sure. And even, I would say, most general election Republican primary voters are not drawn, at least initially, to a Bloomberg message. He is a New York City mayor who is very fond of regulations on oversized soft drinks, foods, and things like that, banning smoking, and he's very aggressive about reducing access to firearms. None of those messages resonate with Republican primary caucus voters for sure, and even general election Republican voters writ large. So the opening would be on the center-left side of the spectrum. So it strikes me that Bloomberg's conversation about this is much more oriented toward the Democratic side of the political conversation than the Republican side, though I'm sure, as he said, he's more than mildly disgusted with the banality, his word, of the Republican and Democratic campaign conversation. I would say he's probably more feeling that about the Republican conversation, but whatever he feels, initially his messaging would not work on the Republican side of the ledger, and it would be a very long shot to run a successful third-party campaign. Not only is ballot access a huge obstacle, but you've got to find votes, and you've got to start from zero, both real votes and electoral votes. So it would be a very steep climb for Michael Bloomberg.
All right, Major Garrett in New Hampshire tonight. Major, thank you.